welcome back to our Fanboy TV South by Southwest 6-hour live fun-a-thon. I guess we're in like we're almost done. So this is about the time of the day where we get a little punch drunk, and it's a good thing we have such great people on with us. I am your host, Gavin Stone, with...
I'm Mark Martinez with the Austin Horror Society, and I also host Austin Horror for Fanboy TV.
And we are joined by...
Jason Krawcyzk. How's it going?
And you did a movie called He Never Died.
Yep, I wrote and directed He Never Died.
Okay, so let's tell everyone in a nutshell what He Never Died is about.
It's about a immortal cannibal who's chronically depressed because he's an immortal cannibal.
Now, see, when I first heard of this movie, someone said it's a new type of zombie film, but it's not a zombie film at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's... Why does it have to be a thing? He could be his own thing, right?
Yeah, but I was like, so I was expecting more zombies. Like, this is actually really good, but it's not a zombie film. And then the whole thing happened, and I was like, I like this.
Oh, right on.
It's pretty
cool.
good. And I think everyone's big thing is it has Henry Rollins in it, who I didn't know what it was. I had to go look it up. They were like, oh, it's got Henry Rollins. You got to watch this. I was like, okay.
Yeah. How did Henry get involved with this?
Henry got involved. When I started writing it, I used him as like a visual reference. I just felt like the character should be like a broader, tougher, instead of like gritty face, just engraved with experience, instead of just like the suave, sophisticated immortals we get, like the Dorian Grays and the Draculas and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, would they just be detached and not really care what their face looks like? I'm pretty sure it'd be more like that latter. So, and I thought, and not saying that like Henry's an ugly guy, but he's a handsome guy. But I was like, that's kind of the look I want: broader, tougher looking, like it looks like you could punch your head off in one hit. Yeah. So. And I've had him in mind for the longest time. And then when I did my first movie, and then I was the second one, we're gearing up for this one. I was like, you know what? Let's offer it to him and see if he comes back to it. And he got back to us in a day or two, and he was excited. And he understood the comedy involved. He understood the tone. He was excited to be gravelly and tough. And it was a dream come true in a really weird way. My palms were sweaty pretty much the whole time.
That must have been pretty nervous to have someone like that you specifically built a movie around say, oh, yeah, this will be fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's a weird, awkward, surreal dream come true, but... yeah, I was all about it.
And you shot this in Canada, right?
Yep, Toronto.
In Toronto. And what was it like there?
It was, when I got to Toronto, it was October-ish, and it was going to be in like December when we started shooting, and I was like, what are the winters like here? And I'm from like New Jersey and New York. I'm like, yeah, it's just like New York. You're going to be fine. They're wrong. It's really, really cold. And Henry wanted to be stoic and machismo the whole time, so he didn't really wear a jacket outside of what the character was wearing. And for a while, it's below freezing, man. Put on a jacket. I can't really express that more. You're going to die. You can't die. That's the title of the movie.
That would have sucked in the middle, because I don't know how you would have tried to replace that. You would have been like, can we face cap him? No, I don't think so.
No, it wouldn't. He's a tough dude.
So what I found really interesting about this was the fact that he was fighting his urges, and you know, I'm just going to say vampire because that's pretty much what I took it as the end.
Sure, throw it out. Yeah.
It wasn't your typical type of vampire movie, but I kind of liked the fun little who he was and how he didn't know how old he was. I thought the clueless, totally detached from life really worked for him in this entire movie.
Yeah, that's what I really wanted to go with. The fact that he's been alive this long, I feel like he wouldn't have any connection to any kind of social construct whatsoever. He just would not care. Those people are just cattle to him at this point. And he has no connection to reality whatsoever. So that, and there's a lot of comedy that comes out of that. He just does not care about anything whatsoever with life, death, or if he doesn't get hurt, what's the point of moving on?
Yeah, it feels like he's just, like you said, just going through life and just like...
yeah, he's coasting. That's all he's really doing.
And it's not going to end, so I'm just going to keep on,
whatever, there's TV, I'll be fine.
Yeah, but TV's not too terribly good sometimes. I imagine he watches Vampire Diaries.
A lot of Vampire Diaries, a lot of Twilight.
He's all like putting glitter on his face at the house. So pretty. I'll be so pretty. What do you think it would be like to live that long? I mean, do you think you'd be able to do it these days?
Horrible.
Still keep it that? I just think it'd be kind of fun to live that long.
You think it'd be fun to live that long?
Because you'd gain so much money, you'd be able to do all sorts of crazy things, and just kind of get away with it.
Yeah, but like when you lose the zest of things, wouldn't it be like the old boy eating dumpling things where you just kind of lose it?
There's always something to keep you entertained. Right?
You'd be, like in this case, you'd just end up going to bingo every day.
Yeah.
Bingo is fun. Don't knock bingo. I'd have all the little vampire troll dolls and the little hunks of meat. Hey, yeah. It's not giving anything away. Nope.
What I found that this film had a couple of very strong female characters, which I thought was really great. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about your actresses?
Kate Greenhouse, she played Kara in the movie. She was phenomenal from beginning to end. She was a pleasure to work with, too. I feel like when they give out in auditions like the snippets of the script, it's really hard to get the context of that. And then when I was watching all these auditions for Krawcyzk, it was just like, oh God, I'm a horrible writer. No one understands this. And then Kate Greenhouse popped in, and she just nailed just the cadence of the dialogue and the humor involved and the kind of the melodrama of it. I was like, oh God, and she came on set and was just game. She brought Henry's performance up to a different level. She was fantastic. Jordan, who plays Andrea in the movie, she's really good at cursing at that age. There were so many people who came in and auditioned like, oh, gee willikers, and they're just like, oh, that's not, no, curse better.
Yeah.
But she was a pleasant. Everyone was just so nice to work with at that stage, and they all worked together in a really nice collaborative effort, and they just kept propelling each other's performance.
Yeah.
It was.
What also I found is there is a lot of humor in this film.
There's a
lot of humor. And from the beginning, when you first came up with the film, was that something from the very beginning that you said, I'm gonna put this much humor, or it just kind of?
Yeah, totally. I wanted to have this really dry, awkward humor. Like the thing I find really funny, and I find a lot of shit funny, but the things I find funny are trying to be funny and trying to be serious and failing miserably. And Jack doesn't know he's the funniest guy in the room, but he is, just by not understanding what's going on or caring whatsoever. And that kind of was what I thought was funny, and I tried to inject that as much as I can in the script. And it's hard to kind of translate that in the script, but the people who came on got it, and they ran with it really, really well.
Well, one of the things Mark and I were talking about was that this film really does seem like the beginning of something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple things like the creepy old man who may or may not be Death or Satan or just a creepy old man we don't really know yet, and some other aspects like physical parts of his body, not dirty but scar-wise, and things like that, that kind of seem like it's a setup for something bigger. Where is this going?
We are actively working on making this a miniseries right now, and it would extend more of those things that we we touch on in the movie. It would answer some of them and bring some of them back, but conceptually this was written as just a one-shot thing with a potential of some kind of follow through.
Yeah. Either
would it be a sequel or a miniseries or a comic book series or something along those lines. We always had, and I always wanted to keep things a little bit open. So if we did get the great opportunity to make more stuff, we could try to.
You already have fodder for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And there is, this would fall into I feel into the horror genre. There's a lot of horror elements.
Mm-hmm.
Did you grow up a horror fan?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, without question. I was a huge Jason Voorhees fan. I feel like there weren't enough Jasons in the world. There was Jason the Argonauts, but I didn't really get into that. So any kind of Friday the 13th, I think, especially Jason 6 for some reason. Friday the 13th Part 6 for some reason. I really
and I see, now that you say that,
okay, yeah,
where with your film and Jason Part 6, which I think is really great. Great film. I think that mixes the horror and the comedy a lot.
And that was like zombie, like super strong Jason that popped up for I could see a lot of that now. I just pretty much copied that by accident.
No, but I mean, they both have this great sense of humor in it, and it kind of while it's time, it's reverent to their specific genres, but it's also a little bit irreverent. It pokes fun at those, which I think is really refreshing.
It was okay to laugh at something terrible.
It's always okay to laugh at something terrible. So we're almost out of time for this interview, but I wanted to bring up, where can people see this at South by Southwest?
South by Southwest is it's gonna play on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at midnight.
Has it already shown yet?
It has not shown yet. No.
Are you excited to watch it with people?
17th,
Hey, I want to watch this, and then
I'm kind of like, I haven't watched it with an audience yet. That wasn't cast or crew or someone involved with that, so I'm going to be, my biggest concern is what I'm going to be like during that.
You'll be like, oh please love it, oh please love it, oh please love it, oh please love it. And then they're going to like it.
Yeah, exactly, hopefully.
The South by midnight audiences are great.
They're always great at the midnight audiences.
Yeah, check out The Invitation yesterday. That was a great movie, and then the audience was just all behind it. So if I get a half of that, I'd be really pleased with myself.
Well, it was a great movie. We had fun watching it, and I really hope it gets to develop into a series because I want to see where it goes. I want to see if Mark's idea about the back scars is true, which I'm not going to say right now, and some other fun things. So thanks for being on the show.
Cool, thank you so
much.
much.
Good luck at South by Southwest and the whole future with this thing, and we'll be right back after this.